Well, hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Now, I know you're expecting Tooth Talk from the Dental Diva, but we have a little name change of the show, and it's now Wide Open with Dr. Sylvia Atkinson from Jasper Dental Associates. How are you today, Miss Sylvia?
Doing great.
That is great. Now, I understand we're going to talk about Lumineers today.
Yes.
Which is actually something I wish I had looked into a few years ago. Now, just tell us just the basics about Lumineers. I mean, what are they for?
Lumineers are used to create an ideal smile. And by that, I mean we can change the shape, size, contour, fill in gaps, and repair teeth, change the color, and create a beautiful smile from your natural teeth.
And when you think about Lumineers, I mean, it's basically a veneer, just like you would think about a furniture veneer.
Or a fingernail.
Or a fingernail veneer. It's a covering.
Correct.
Now, Lumineers, which is the specific brand that you use at your practice, they're made of what?
A very hard, thin porcelain.
And so these are very thin, and that makes them fairly natural feeling?
It does. The feel is natural, and the look is as well. Unless you want that Hollywood smile, which I wouldn't necessarily call natural, but, you know,
Right.
A lot of people love that big, wide, bright, white smile.
And veneers is the way to get that, or just a normal-looking smile, normal-looking great smile. You can do that, too. Now, these can repair... I know chipped and cracked, gapped, stained teeth, all that stuff which you just said. And you can actually see, like if someone goes into your office and wants to do the veneers, you can let them see how it's going to look.
Absolutely. The first thing we do is take a photograph, which is then processed with before and after and a tooth whitening of your natural teeth. So you get to see all three images at the same time and have a really good idea of what your final product will be once you have the veneers completed.
Well, it'd be nice if we could do that with everything, haircuts and new makeup colors and all that stuff. But it's great that you can, hey, this is what it's going to look like. So you don't go in
amazing.
Wondering, you know almost exactly what it's going to look like when you get done. Now, how are Lumineers brand different from traditional veneers?
That's a good question. I've been placing veneers since I graduated in 1986. And at the time, the traditional veneers required preparation of tooth structure to make them look less bulky and more natural, and it required wearing temporary veneers and often anesthetic because it could be uncomfortable. But with this system, we remove as little enamel as possible, and then sometimes we don't have to prepare the tooth at all. You don't need to be anesthetized, and it is a straightforward process where you start off with an impression, and we have a guide that helps us see where any tooth structure needs to be remodeled or polished. And you will also be able to try in at that stage, at the second stage, what the smile is going to look like, and make any suggestions or changes at that time. So it's a pretty interesting and effective way to go.
Now, how are they actually attached to your teeth?
We use composite material that we bond the veneer in place to the tooth structure with. So if you've had any veneer in the past, the tooth structure is prepared with a mild acid, and we call it etch. The veneer surface is prepared so that it can also have a bonding agent applied to it, and the two of them are bonded together. So
you
it will
have
be
to have a rough surface to make
it's not
adhere.
It's not really
super
rough, but it's a micro
right
surface change, and the two are bonded together, and there's a seamless transition between your tooth structure and the veneer.
Now, are they? We've talked about how they correct chipped, cracked, gapped, and stained teeth. Are they a replacement for braces?
Well, what I'd like to describe it as is not necessarily a replacement, but we can, using this system, make it appear that you've had tooth straightening, depending upon how your natural teeth are placed and or positioned in your mouth. It can make the need for braces to make straighter, larger, wider teeth unnecessary. And some people don't want to go through the long-term treatment of braces, and this is a shorter-term treatment, requires 2 or 3 visits in our office.
So it's just some cases, though, that need
Yes,
braces.
in some
Obviously,
cases.
if they're very misplaced, the
And
veneers
you'd be
wouldn't.
amazed that it can work for a lot of cases where a person might look and think that they need braces that may actually work for them to make the appearance of straighter teeth.
Now, as you said, there's no pain, no drilling, and no shots involved in this whatsoever.
Sometimes we have to polish the tooth structure a little bit, but very, very little, to the point where you don't need anesthetic. No.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Anytime you can go to the dentist and have a procedure done and not need the shots is a good day. I, for one, hate those gum shots. It's terrible. And you can't help it. There's nothing you can do
No
about
one likes
that. All right. Now, how long does the procedure take approximately to do the veneers?
Well, the first appointment, when we take impressions, takes about 30 minutes altogether. And the second appointment, when we're trying in the temporary look for you so you can see and evaluate how you like the changes, and preparing teeth when necessary, that may take about, I'd say, start to finish, an hour, because we have to take another set of impressions at that stage and talk about color and shape and position to make sure that you're happy with the process so far. And at the third appointment, we try everything in, let the person approve of how they look, and bond them into place. And we finish them by polishing around all the edges and making sure that everything feels smooth. And sometimes we'll have the person come back in a couple of weeks for a follow-up to make sure that we have taken care of all the finished work. And then that's about it.
Well, I know you were telling me you did veneers, the traditional ones, back in the 80s.
Back in the day.
Lumineers themselves, that brand, has been around about 30 years.
Yes.
And from what I looked up earlier, tested and tried, and nothing but great reviews on the Lumineers brand product.
And I've posted a video on the Facebook page for our show, as well as Jasper Dental Associates Facebook page, to show people a little bit about the product. So it's there for folks to go online and take a look, and I want to encourage questions. And anybody who's listening to the show and looking at the videos about the Lumineers, and if you have questions, please feel free to shoot them in an email so that we can answer it our next
Try email
occasion.
or come in on Facebook messaging off the Facebook page. That's Open Wide is the name of the Facebook page. So we hope you'll check out, and we've got some great shows on there with lots of great information, more than just the veneers.
Go back and listen to some other stuff.
That's right.
But definitely take a look at the video that shares what the process of getting a Lumineer smile or Lumi smile entails.
Well, now, I know I was looking up like celebrities, and it's amazing the number of celebrities, as you were talking about that Hollywood smile,
That's right.
that have the Lumineers. Hilary Duff's one. Gosh, the list was so long, I just really can't call a lot of names. Miley Cyrus has them.
We need to put some before and afters.
Yeah, that would be
Just
great to put
of
on
those-
the
of
page
those
as
celebs.
well. But so this is what they're doing, folks, rather than the really in-depth cosmetic surgery and all that. Even the famous folks are getting Lumineers. And now, how long will Lumineers last?
Well, they can last 15 to 20 years. I've seen cases where at 10 years they still look fabulous, but sometimes the shade can change slightly, and a person might want to actually update them after 10 or 15 years and make them even a little bit brighter. So while they're lasting and working well, on an individual basis, you may want to update them and change again any size, shape, and color.
So the Lumineers is much like our regular teeth. Will, if you're a coffee drinker, if you drink a lot of tea, they will, I'm sure not as bad as our regular teeth, but slightly discolor over the years.
Well, and they may change internally as well over time as our teeth change. And frankly, I don't want to say one way or another because I haven't seen those fine changes, but I'm understanding that they can last a long time. I know I have a former patient who's just now replacing veneers that we made in the traditional way in the 90s. And so that's 20 years later, but she needs to update them for new size, shape, and color considerations. And I saw I think a temporary try-in for her. She sent it to me by a Facebook message, and it looks beautiful. So even though they may last, you may need or want to update them along the way.
But still, that's 20 years.
That's very nice.
Until she had to update. So that's
a
pretty
long time.
awesome. That
They're
is a
hard
long
and they
time.
wear well.
That is a long time.
Now there's a lesser expensive option, and I know you're ready to ask me about that.
I was already.
And it's called Snap-on Smiles. And Snap-on Smiles is a lab processed material that requires no preparation of the tooth or teeth, and it's fully functional. You can eat with it, and it snaps over your own natural teeth to provide the look of a complete smile for a lot less.
Now, does this work kind of in the same sense as the Invisalign braces?
Well,
I see
Invisalign moves your teeth around, but this just fills in any spaces, and while you can remove it, you will need to remove it to clean it and to care for it. But once you put it in, it mimics, a veneer case, but it's not as durable and functional and feel as natural. So it's going to be something that you can take on and off.
Right, I was trying to say it's going to be more like a denture.
It is, but it looks really great. And sometimes when a person doesn't necessarily have the financial ability to take care of the larger kind of case, such as a Lumineer smile case, they may want to start with this, and we're happy to help them do that.
Now, what is the difference in thickness between the Snap-on and the Lumineers?
Well, I couldn't quote you specifics on that, but I imagine there's still going to be a little thickness, but it depends upon what we're correcting in the person's smile. Right. If you have a space that needs to be filled in, it's going to be a little bit thicker right there.
Well, that is awesome. Snap-on Smiles is what that
And there's a
option
video
is.
about that product on Facebook page as well.
Y'all make sure you go in and check out our Facebook page. You can. I'll be sharing it to our radio station's page again here in just a little while. You can go through there, find it easily, and like it from there. But some great information on all your dental needs.
Well, and come see us. Even if you walk into our office and ask for a smile photo, we're happy to do it. Even if you're not a patient of record, just come on in and we'll snap a picture and show you what a before and after, and if you bleach your teeth, which we didn't get to, but we'll talk about the tooth bleaching another time.
Alrighty, and they are a full family practice, y'all.
We are.
So all ages, very, very friendly folks over there as well. They'll be glad to help you out any way they can. And Sylvia, you're going to give us all the contact information again real quick.
We are Jasper Dental Associates at 938 West Church Street, Suite 104, and that's in Jasper. Our phone number is 706-692-2611. Our website is jasperdentalassociates.com, although we're working on changing some of that. You can communicate with us through Messenger on our Facebook page. We respond pretty quickly to that.
Well, all right. Well, I thank you for coming in for, another episode, but really the first episode of Open Wide with Dr. Sylvia Atkinson from Jasper Dental Associates. Y'all make sure you get by their location, check them out, or give them a call. And y'all have a great day. Keep it right here on your hometown radio station, WYYZ Jasper.